In lecture 3, we are going to introduce first ASCII. What do you mean by ASCII? ASCII is American Standard Code for Information Interchanging. In this, it is a Ameri- situated in America, in which discussing about how any AI or any other types of related technology are introduced. These organizations help us to establish a category to how this work. POSI, power of self-information, AI, artificial intelligence, and description of computer. That means how your computer will be open. If when you open the switch, a starting button, power off button, first, the computer show a booking is process that is known as booking process. After that, you starting a password typing that is name, that is your name, yeah, in a topic, anything password. After that, you login screen is coming, and then after bell. These four steps follow the computer. Then your computer become after that desktop. Then our system open and doing work. These are the 5 steps you can access that how our computer is open. First is booking process, second is password and typing process, that third is login screen and welcome and desktop. Then our system open and start doing work. Computer. What do you mean by computer? Computer is a truly imagine machine that performs a specified sequence of operation as per the set of instructions known as programmer, given on a set of data input to generate desired to information output. We can say that there are two types of people work in this computer. First is programmer that instruct any set of operation to the program, and third second is second is user that uses this program. Programmer make any software, any data, etc. and user use it. User use it. Computer are mainly divided into two parts: software and hardware. Software is divided into two parts: application software and development field. Then the who is the father of computer? Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage introduced the how computer did their understand. After that, we have going to discover the mainly four parts of computer which you've learned. First is hardware. Hardware represent the physical and tangible component of the computer. And software. Software is a set of electronic instruction consists of complex code that make the computer perform tasks. Suppose that we use any API, any app, website, etc. What do you do? A set of electronic instruction consists a complex code that works for them. If you open a PUBG game, what do you understand? We only open PUBG game and starting gaming, playing etc. etc. Then yeah, a set of instruction is given to that game to perform the specific task that is known as software. Hardware like keyboard, mouse, touchpad, etc. are known as hardware. What they help? It helps only to give the data to the computer, input data. The hardware is a tangible and physical user. Operators are known as user. The person who operates the computer is known as user. Data consists of raw and facts which computer store and read in the form of data. But then we can say that consists raw and facts is known as data, and collection of data becomes collection of data becomes the database. Okay, there are mainly in starting we say that the software is divided into two parts: application field and development field. Application field, what do you mean by application field? It is a ready-made package. It means that each and every program is prepared by the software developer and provided to user only to use them. Each facility is available and you should only learn how to use it. Well, application field is only a ready-made package. It means that each and every program is prepared by the software developer and provided to user to use them. Each facility is available and used. Development field. Development field is this field which represent development of application according to requirement is used. Programming. The process to code write program is called programming. The process to code write program is called computer program. A process, active stage of program is known as process. Language, it is medium used to communicate with computer and provide the programming language to write and develop the computer and software. Usually all programming language divided into two categories: low level and high level. Language only helps to the communicate with the computer and user. That means it is a communication skill. It is only a language in which we communicate with the computer and user. There are two types of language: low level language and high level. The term low level means closeness to the way in which machine has built low level language and oriented and required extensive knowledge of computer and its configuration. Low level language are further divided into machine and assembly level language. Machine level language is the only language that directly understand by the computer. It doesn't need any translator program. The machine level language helps to only we know that the computer only understand 0 and 1. All the works are depends on 0 and 1. Only 0 and 1 communicate with. When this sequence of code is fed to the computer, it recognizes code and convert into electrical signal. How electrical signal work? With the helps of gate. We also understand read and gate, nor gate. These types of 6 7 gates helps us to communicate with the machine and user. A programmer consider may look like, suppose that programmer give that. That means what? Or suppose a programmer want to write bar. The computer what understand? Understand a computer understand these levels. It is the binary changing code. It is not easy language you to learn because of its difficulty to understand. It is efficient for the computer but very efficient of program. Advantage क्या है machine level language? Programmer of machine language very fast because no translation program is required from the C. Machine level language is very fast level language because the programmers doesn't need to change its translation. What a disadvantage here? It is very difficult to program in machine level. The programmer has to know details hard where to write a program. The programmer has to remember lot of codes to write a program, which result in a program error. Then after there are many advantage and disadvantage of machine level language. It is difficult to debug. Well, if anyone want to use machine level language, we have such learns lot of codes to write a program which result in error, so many things difficult. But second is assembly level language. It is the first step to improve the programming structure. This is the first step to improve the programming structure. You should computer can handle number and later therefore some communication can be used to substitute for a number of machine. The set of symbol and letter from the assembly level language that translator program translate the machine. This is the translator program. Assembler etc. Advantage. The symbolic programming of assembly language is easier to understand and save a lot of time and effort of the program. It is easier to correct error and modify program instruction. Assembly level language has the same specificity of execution of machine level language because this is one-to-one translated between assembly level language and machine level language. Assembly level language helps us to improve the programming structure. It handles the compute number and letter. Suppose that if you write to any code that has include studio.h, right? What that studio.h means? Studio.h means a standard and input output function that understand the printf and scanf function. Assembly language helps us to make the letter and numbers and letters, the communication of letters and numbers. Disadvantage is assembly language is machine dependent, and a programmer written from one computer might not run from the other computer from the different hardware component. This is the disadvantage of assembly level. Then after the high level language helps us to know about the how the system works. Understand? High level language, you know that assembly language and machine level language require deep knowledge of computer, whereas higher level language you have to only the instruction, English word and logic. With the help of English word and logic, we can easily communicate with high level language. With the problem of types of computer you are asking. Higher level language are simply language that is using symbol, mathematically, etc. You should know that any higher level language has to convert machine level language from the computer to understand. Higher level language are problem oriented language because the instructions are suitable for solving a problem. The problem. A high level language is any programming language that enables development of program in such a mode user friendly. Programming contents and generally. A high level language doesn't require addressing hardware constraints when developing. Every single written in a high level basic C is known as the high level language. High level language is only a communication with the English word and logically true. With the help of these two things, you can easily communicate with high level language. Then in this lecture, I will be understand. There are machine level language, then assembly level language, and then high level language. These are them. Machine level language only directly communicate with machine. Assembly level language is communicate with both machine and this, and high level language is directly communicate with English word and logic. Without this is the most useful in today's world. High level language. Then after the next lecture we have discussed why C language is known as mid and midi level language. What is the importance of C? In this lecture of series we have discussed each and every from basic to advanced. First we introduce what is the language, why we use, introduction, then run so many programs in Turbo C, Visual Studio Code. Then after we have going to competitive program, but take us some time, at least 20 days, 1 month. So keep it chill in mind and starting doing the preparation and learn with C language. So many research do how many you study more and more deep knowledge of small and small things, how what is high level language, machine level language, assembly, how computer work, then assembler, compiler, variable. Then after we have making a good program, you also understand the basic concept of